See my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, it's great.
Go ahead, Missy.
Okay, so hi everyone, it's me, Eduardo, and I hope everyone's doing good. And I'm gonna talk about coding. Okay, so you might be wondering, or maybe you already know what is that. Well, for many people, it's hard or just frustrating when they try to understand the code, and they don't even exactly understand what it is and the science behind this. But actually, if you don't understand the code, it's totally okay. You don't even have to understand everything. But if you start coding, once you get the hang of it, you love it. So let's take a look at this. But before we get into that, let me explain what you can do with code. You already know what is Facebook. You already know who is Mark Zuckerberg. Is the man. Can you hear me? I think my internet is not working.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, can you hear me? Sorry.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, what I was saying is that you already know who is Mark Zuckerberg, the man who created the app with code. And there's a lot of programming language that you can download on internet. And if you don't have knowledge about this, the easiest way to get better is with YouTube videos, tutorials. There's a lot of YouTubers who love to share information to people about code. Or maybe you have to get along with a person who has a job in a tech company, right? So yeah, many people think that you have to be a genius or a brainy person, which is wrong because you only need to have a computer and a brain. It sounds weird, but I'm just kidding. But it's actually how it works. You have to understand the logic behind the code, right? So yeah, then I will show you things that I've created with the knowledge I have that over time I've improved from YouTube videos, and obviously I've been learning on my own. That means that I'm not an expert yet. So it's great because I realized that is the best part of my learning. The fact that you're not the best makes you practice and investigate and look for more information about the topic you want to learn. So just imagine the things that you could do with this technology. If you want to create websites, you have to use HTML, which is the language where you can type all the information, and CSS is for design. Okay, you can change the font design, and there's kinds of things. So like an image, for instance. If you want to create a video game, you can use C. Yeah, C is the name of the language, which sounds fun and weird. You can use Python to create artificial intelligence. Actually, I've created a program that gives the weather of any city. And I suppose that it already exists, which is the app weather. But I did it for just like a practice for beginners, okay? So, well, to do this, you need to have basic knowledge of Python. Python is a programming language where you can write all the code. It's one of the easiest to understand. So let me show you the result. Okay, so now So now we are on the Sublime Text, and this is Python. So let me show you the final result of one of my projects. If I run this, you can see this window, this screen, right? So in this entry, you can type wherever you want. A city, for
Mister,
example. We can type
Mister,
what? Yeah.
we can only see your PowerPoint slides.
Oh,
Software.
oh. Sorry.
When you switch screens, go to share new screen, and
Okay.
then pick the new
Okay.
screen so we can see it.
Okay. Sorry.
That's okay.
How about now? Can you see it yet? Can you see?
Yes, I see the list
Yes.
of text.
Yeah, code.
Yes, code. Yes.
Yeah, this is the code. So I'm gonna explain you about this program that I create. If I run this, can you see the screen?
It's the
Yes.
same screen.
Yeah, this with the clouds.
Yes.
This one. Okay. So we can type a city. For example, Acapulco. And we click on the bottom. It's like, okay. So there is the name of the city, the description, and the temp. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, there is. So I didn't put any specific city. We can type this one city, whatever we want. For example, San Francisco, right? And we click right here. And you can see the city, the description, and the temp. So now I'm gonna tell you how I create this program. So the first step was import these technologies. Is where you can see the word import and technology or library. Many people call them library or technology. And the first one is to create the screen, the window. Yeah. The second one is to get information from the website that you can get all the information from the city, like the weather, description, and yeah, that kind of things. And the last one is to select an image, right? So now I'm gonna be talking about how you can create a window. So the first thing is all the code with this word self is red. So all the code with this word is about the window. As you can see, there's how I create the window, the geometry, a label, which is the title, and right here is the entry where you can type the name of the city, the bottom, the image, the label, the text, the weather, and temp. So that's it. This is like front end. Front end is like what the user can see. After that, I just create this function, which name is weather Johnson. You can put whatever you want. So after creating this function, you have to put this try. This try is like, okay, let's put all the code we want to execute, which is this. And it said, if there's a problem, show me this message. That's how it works. And yeah, I put the API key, which is hold this number, which is strange, but Actually, you can get it from the website. You just have to copy and paste right here. The URL, which is the same thing, you have to copy and paste right here to get the weather, right? And then we're gonna put the API key, the city, and the temp. And we create this variable, which name is clima. You can put it in English if you want. Dot JSON. If you don't even know what is JSON, don't worry. Right. So after that, I just put print. You might be wondering what is print. Print is like show me that. So execute by a problem. Show me.
He must be having problems with his internet connection.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Mari Carmen.
Hi, teacher.
There's Eduardo again.
My internet.
I
Sorry
know.
about that.
Are you finished or you still have some more to go?
No.
All right, continue.
I'm still talking about this. Yeah, let me share my screen.
Yeah, continue.
Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, great. So I was talking about this code, try and excel, right? It looks kind of difficult, but if you try to understand the logic, it will be easy. So yeah, what I was saying is that if there's a problem with all this code, just show me this message, which is error, or you can put whatever you want. So if I run the program, you can see that if I type right here the name, we put Italy, for example, and let's click in the bottom. The information is right here, but we don't want that. We want to show the information on the screen. So to do this, we have to create another function. You can put whatever name you want. So you create a variable name with the weather and the name of the city, weather, the description, the temp, and the temperature. So we put this, we copy self.text, clima, and temp, and we paste right here. That means that we want all these labels with text and name, weather, and temp. So this is how it looks. As you can see, you can type wherever you want. Let's put Mexico, and we have this, the name, the description, and the temp. So this is one of my projects. I'm gonna show you another one, which is a video game. This is a mini game, which is ping pong. Yeah. If I run this, you're gonna see this mini video game, which is kind of boring, but it was just a practice for beginners, which is something great to try to improve your logic with programming. So I will show you how I did it, but it takes me longer to explain that. But I think that's all about my presentation, teacher. That's all.
All right, mister. Thank you very much. That was a little bit intense.
Yeah, I know. My internet
All
wasn't
right.
working.
All right. Now, if possible, and if any, ladies, do you have any questions for Eduardo?
It was a lot for my small brain.
What do you say?
It was a lot for my small brain.
Oh, okay.
All right, Diana, Mari Carmen, any questions for Eduardo?
Yeah, hello, Eduardo. I just want
Hi.
to know that's that's the deepest thing about programming and that stuff. Could you please be so nice to show us what's the final version of your game look like? I would like to see that.
The video game?
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
Yeah, just to
Okay,
see.
no
Yeah,
problem.
right.
Just give me a second.
I was going to ask that.
Yeah, because I think the hardest part is just with programming that stuff. And when I was studying my a master, we created a kind of project with using platforms on the online and that stuff. So we asked some help for some engineers or those that are good at computers, and they tried to show us, but I'm not pretty good at that. And so I really respect. So I consider that it could be an amazing idea just to combine all the stuff that Eduardo has for making something amazing just with, for example, learning languages or something else, because that's the main basis for creating web pages, right? Or is that correct or not really? Yeah.
You mean for programming?
Exactly.
Yeah, actually, you have a point about the English with code because all the programming languages are in English. Everything is in English, so you have to understand.
You need to have a good level of proficiency in English to keep on working with that stuff.
In a lot of technical terms.
Yeah.
All right.
And also because
Yeah, go ahead.
no, teacher, go.
I was on that to ask, is this the final the final phase of your game, mister?
Yeah, this is the final.
So
It's a simple game, but
it's
it's
simple.
a little bit frustrating when you're trying to understand everything.
All right. So there is not like a, I don't know what you call it, but where you see
the
the
final,
screen, the final
right,
image.
exactly. What's the game like? Like if we were up to buy a video game, just to say,
No, that's it. That's because this is only the code, right?
Yeah, this is the code.
This is the code. All right. Thank you, mister.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Can I stop sharing my screen?
Sure.
What programmation language do you use?
What do you say?
What programmation language do you use?
It name is Python. It's Python.
Oh, thank you.
And there's a lot of programming language, which you can create websites, video games, artificial intelligence. And also you can use it to hack for hacking virus. Yeah.
All right. What is the most difficult programming language?
I think it's C++.
What
That
is that?
its name is C++.
What does
And
that do?
actually, for video games, actually you can use there's not a big difference between the language. It's only the syntaxes, how you write the code.
Okay. All right. Thank you, mister. Thank you very much. All right. Usually we always clap.
yeah, great,
Thank
very
you.
good job.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, mister. Now we have left Diana, Leslie, or Mari Carmen. Who would like to go next? Would you like to spin the wheel?
Yes, let's die with honor.
All right, give me a little sec. Oh my goodness. So let's see, Diana, Leslie, and Mari Carmen. All right, there it is. Ladies, are you ready? Oh, there you go.
I would say just the president says that was a complex.
It seemed like it was.
Yeah.
Go ahead, share your
Yes.
screen and give us your presentation, please.
Yes. That, by the way, before we got started with this, I'm going to share with you a game. No, this is not exactly a game. This is a Kahoot. Have you ever played Kahoot, guys?
Yes.
Okay, perfect, awesome. So that means that we are really familiarized with it, right? Okay, just let's have a look about what you know about my topic. And I know that you already know much about it. Okay, so give me a second, and then I'm sharing with you my game pin. Okay, so please go and let's have some fun. Okay, right, me. Okay, so this is the game. Perfect. So the only thing that you have to do is just to go to this web page that is www.kahoot.it, and so you can add your game pin, that is this one, 539179 4, and after that you are asked or required to in this case you're asked or required your name, nickname or name, whatever you want. And then that's it, you are getting in. I'm just trying to share it with you on the chat, but I cannot find the specific tool. Where does it says? No, aquí está. Okay. So here is the chat, and I'm sending the web page as well as the game pin. So you are so nice to get in. Thank you so much, teacher. Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you. Okay, so all information it's already on chat if you want to join us. So just to have some fun about this, right? Just to get a little bit to stay relaxed with all that stuff, right? Okay. I'm gonna wait for you all.
Leslie, Diana, Eduardo, do you know what to do?
I don't know.
There's Diana.
Thank you, Diana.
Leslie, Eduardo?
Yes, I don't know.
No? All right.
Yeah,
Go
just give me
to-
a second.
I know.
All right. On a new window, on a new tab, type kahoot.it and hit enter. And this little web page will come up. It will ask you for a game pin and type the game pin 5391794 and click enter, and it will ask for your name. You type your name in and there you are.
Exactly. The point with this Kahoot is that on my screen, you are going to watch the question. Okay. However, on your screen, on the one that you have already typed your name and the game pin, there you are going to have the opportunity to choose or to click on the answer that you want to give. Okay. So it's important to have both of them just all together. Okay. Perfect. So let's get started and let's have some fun. Okay. So how much we know about multiple intelligences? So this is the point. Let's go with number 1. Discussions, speeches, and debates will benefit this type of learning. Which one would it be? Musical, linguistic verbal, naturalist, or kinesthetic? Which do you think is the one that is benefited by this, let's say, speeches and debates? Go, go, go in a hurry. Okay, great. So we got it. Linguistic and verbal. Yeah, that's correct. So let's go. And let's see, Diana and teacher Jesus. Very good. So let's go with next. Raps, jingles, and songs help this learner remember information. So it's about an interpersonal, musical, logical, mathematical, or kinesthetic intelligence. Which one do you think? I got already two answers, 3. And then let's see the last one. Why time is running? Perfect. Very good. So that's why it is, right? So it's about musical. Very good. Okay, so Leslie is appearing there. Very good. So this type of learning enjoys working outside. Interpersonal, naturalist, special visual, or kinesthetic. Which one do you think is it? Very good. So it's naturalist. Very good. Great. Okay. So go. This type of learner has a good memory for names, places, dates, or trivias. Linguistic, verbal, interpersonal, spatial, visual, logical, mathematical. So it has a good memory, right? Okay, it was a little bit confusing. Okay, so this is about linguistic and verbal, right? Very good, right. This type of learner needs to have music on when studying. Okay, so kinesthetic, musical, spatial visual, or linguistic verbal. Needs to have music on, so that means that this person is listening to while studying. Perfect, so it's about musical one, right? Very good. Great. So field trips, games, and experiments help this type of learner. Spatial visual, logical mathematical, naturalist, or kinesthetic. Which one do you think is it? Games and experiments. So that means the learning goes through all type of experimenting. Exactly. So it's kinesthetic because it's mainly games and experiments. So that this person needs to do some experience, to have some experience with the activity that he's doing, he or she's doing, just to get or to gather the idea. Cartoons or photographs help this type of learner. Cartoons or photographs. Naturalist, spatial visual, linguistic verbal, or musical. Which one do you think is it? Perfect, it's spatial visual because this person can observe or look at the different pictures or images that appear there, okay? We are going to get until 10 and then we continue with the presentation, okay? This type of learner enjoy learning and understanding the natural environment, okay? Naturalist, kinesthetic, logical, mathematical, or interpersonal on the green section. So, which one is it? Okay, perfect, very good. So you are so faster and also you are so intelligent and smart. Perfect. Oh, teacher Jesus is going the highest stride. Very good. This type of learner can easily read maps, charts, and diagrams. So is this musical, naturalist, spatial, visual, logical, mathematical? Read maps, charts, and diagrams. That's the point with that part, okay? Perfect. It's about spatial visual. Very good. Okay, so let's go. And this is going to be the last one. These learners like to work in groups. Okay, so it's about what? To share ideas, to interact, to have some brainstorm, to collaborate with others, to discuss, also to organize a community. Exactly. So it's about interpersonal. Very good. So let's finish the game and let's see who's on podium. 5 out of 10, third place, Leslie. Very good. Congratulations. 5 out of 10. Diane Excel, very good. And first place, 7 out of 10. It's for Teacher Jesus, very good. Awesome job. Great. So that means that we have already seen about or discuss about the topic. So that means that we are plenty with this part, okay? This is a topic that I wanted to share with you all because yesterday I was just thinking about the different skills that we all have, and based on that we develop certain situations, or let me see, skills about what to do or how we overcome through certain problems, right? So let's start with this. Do you know this person? Do you know, or do you have any idea about who's Howard Gardner? No
No,
ideas?
not really.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so Howard Gardner is indeed one of the most important authors in theories of education, and so he's an American developmental psychologist, right? And now he was graduated from Harvard University, and indeed he is at Harvard University holding some a specific let's say works where he is developing different researches about this part. And one of the most important works that he has developed, it's about his theory of multiple intelligences. So this person has created a part just to look at the part with education, where it says that every person learns depending on the skills or abilities that they are, in this case, they are good at. So based on that, they are going to go through learning even better than if they do in some other situations, or let's say fields, that's the word, in other fields. So he was born on July 11th, 1943. And so let's talk about what he has said about this theory with multiple intelligences. This theory says that humans have several different ways of processing information, you know, the way we organize and we observe, analyze information that it's outside. And relatively, they depend, or they are independent somehow. And this theory also suggests that people are not born with all of the intelligence they will ever have. So that means that we can grow, or we can develop even one of those more than any other, because of the skills, or even based on the things, actions, or hobbies that we enjoy doing. So that's something that it says about this theory. Okay, so let's get started. The point with this is just to talk about the types of intelligence, as well as mentioning the skills, abilities that they may have, these people based on the theory may have, as well as the potential career choices that they will have, right? For example, let's start with this. The first one, that is a special, in this case, a special intelligence. What does it say? It's also visual. I forgot to write in here that it's about visual too, because in this case, we're talking about people who are strong in visual special intelligence are good at, first, visualizing. And visualizing things in general, right? So that means that these people are often good at directions, at giving directions mainly, such as looking at maps, organizing charts, videos, and pictures. And between if we talk about the characteristics that they have, is that they are really skilled at reading and writing for enjoyment, just because they really like it, and also because they are good at putting puzzles together, you know, so talking about puzzles and all that part, for example, working with even Scrabble and all those, so they are really good at this part. And also they are good at interpreting pictures, graphs, and charts as well. So let's talk about what are the potential choices for career. So we have, based on this, we can say that most people who have visual spatial intelligence, they may become, for example, architects, in some cases, even pilots in this case, or even we talk about doctors, right? Doctors or surgeons, that's the point with it, because they have this organized system about how to look at things, and they can organize all the pictures into his or her mind, okay? So the second point, it's about linguistic verbal intelligence. What is about it? People who are strong in linguistic verbal intelligence are able to use words well, in this case, both in writing and speaking. And these individuals are typically very good at writing stories, you know? So let's talk about writers, in this case, authors, most important authors, they have this part of linguistic intelligence, okay? And so what are they good at? We can say that they are even good at remembering written and spoken information. That's something that they are really good at. Also, maybe we can say that they are good at reading and writing, and debating or giving persuasive speeches. So what are the most potential careers to choose with this with this type of intelligence? Obviously, we're talking about lawyers, right? Yeah, because they need to persuade people. They need to convince based on the speech that they perform. Also, journalists and reporters. So they need to be, I will say that they are very confident on the way they look like, or also the things that they say. And also in this case, hosts or speakers. So they are really good at this part, and we're talking about linguistic verbal intelligence. In the third place, we can find it out about logical mathematical intelligence. And so what are they good at? They are really good at reasoning, recognizing patterns, and logical analyzing problems. The point is that they are really good at solving problems with maths, okay? So that's something that they are really skilled or good at. Also, let's say that they like conducting scientific experiments, and also they can solve complex computation. That's something that we can say about it. So I would say, on my point of view, that, for example, Eduardo may have this type of intelligence because of the speech that he has already given us. So I think that he is just like this part with logical mathematical intelligence, right? Just with that part, okay? So what are the potential careers to choose for these people? They may become, sorry, scientists, in this case, mathematicians, computer programmers, so that's why I said about Eduardo, engineers, and even accountants, right? So if you ask me, I'm not into this type of intelligence. I'm not very good at mathematics and controlling numbers. Okay, so and then we have the fourth place, we have bodily kinesthetic intelligence. So the point is that what are they good at? Obviously at body movement. Okay, so they do everything through movement. They need to learn through their body. So they are good at performing actions in this case, and physical, they are good at physical control. Okay, and so the characteristics is that they are good at dancing and maybe practicing sports. They are good at creating things with his or her hands. So let's talk about artisans. They are really good at making crafts with his or her, with their hands. Okay, and also they can remember by doing rather than hearing or seeing. So they need to be in movement in order to learn, to acquire the knowledge that they need to gather. So the potential careers, which are they? In this case, athletes. We can have athletes, for example, and also we can have this. The word is for these physicians. Even mechanics in this case, right? Dancers, builders, and some have sculptures, right? Let's talk about the first one, that is about musical intelligence. Okay, so they are really good at thinking patterns, rhythms, and sounds. And the characteristics is that they are really good at singing, maybe not at singing, but they are good at playing musical instruments, recognizing musical patterns and tones easily. And they also have a rich understanding of musical structure, rhythm, and notes. Okay, so the point is that they become musicians, composers, singers, music teachers, conductors. So that's the point with this type of intelligence. Into the sixth place, we have interpersonal intelligence. So there's nothing much said about it. The point is this, is that they are really good at understanding and interacting with other people. That's the point with it. And so they are good at communicating well verbally. They also are adept at nonverbal communication. When we talk about nonverbal communication, is the different movements or positions that we have even when we are seated or when we stand up. If you cross out your arms, so that have a meaning, right? So that's about nonverbal communication. And also they create positive relationships with others. Most of the times that's the point. And about potential careers that they may have. In this case, they are psychologists, in this case, philosophers, counselors, salespersonal, and even politicians. So that's the point with that part with interpersonal. Into the seventh place, we got interpersonal intelligence. And interpersonal intelligence, it's about people who are good at being aware of their own emotional statements. And they are good at analyzing their strengths and weaknesses well. Also, I think that they enjoy analyzing theories and ideas and have an excellent self-awareness. In my point of view, I consider interpersonal intelligence is the one that we need to develop the most. And nowadays, because of the pandemic, is one of the most important to take into account. Because of the situation, many people around our whole country and even around the world gets crazy about this part because they cannot even deal with being lonely or alone at home. So that's something that we should look at. And I consider that now more than ever, this type of intelligence is one of the most important that we as humankind, we should develop. And so just to finish, this is the last part. Then the last one, okay, those potential career. In this case, they are philosophers, writers, theorists, scientists, okay? Even we can say about the Christ because they are all the time with that part with self-reflection. And the last part, in this case, the eighth place that we have is for naturalistic intelligence. So they are really good at learning about other species, let's say exploring the environment, and let's say they are good at doing things outside. Um, in this case, they are good at categorizing and cataloging information easily. And maybe they enjoy gardening or hiking, camping, because that's outside, it's on the nature. And the potential careers that they may develop, in this case, we can talk about biologist, even we can talk about astronomer, farmer, or gardener. So there are some other options, but I can say those are like the most remarkable mentioned. Okay, so that's the point with it. So I would like to conclude just by saying that if we find that a talent or a skill on ourselves, we should look at it and then we have to work on it just to have a strength. And because of your, let's say, if you are good at something, take advantage of it. But that doesn't mean that you are not so good at any other thing. So if we try, if we train hard and we go into this part with discipline, we can reach whatever we want. At the beginning, it will be difficult, but at the end, I consider if we try to work on the different, let's say, a weakness part that we could have, and we work on that part, we can go with the objectives and goals that we set for our life. Okay, so that's it, and thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mari Carmen. Guys, can you please help me? Hello?
Yeah,
Are you there?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm here.
actually, it
Guys.
was something. Yeah, congratulations. It was something unusual and fascinating.
Very good. Please let the questions begin. Does anybody have any questions for Mari Carmen? No, no questions. All right. Mari Carmen, how many intelligences are there?
As the things that I've been reading, they say that there are 8, but I
There are
found
8.
some other articles that mention that Howard Gardner is looking at some other existential
Yeah.
and spiritual. That's the other
Spiritual.
one. Exactly. So, but he's not pretty certain about this path, but I think that he's on the path just to let us know
Yeah.
about those one.
We'll just have to wait for to see his final work.
Yeah, that's
All right.
the point.
Actually, I have a question for you.
Yes.
What kind of intelligence do you think you have?
Okay, based on the things that I've seen, I think that the strongest one that I get maybe could be linguistic and verbal.
Yeah, I know.
That's the thing that I get the hardest, the strongest, let's say. And if you ask for about another one, it could be about I'm not pretty sure about interpersonal. I'm very easygoing, but sometimes I get crazy, but I like it. So I think interpersonal to third place, second place, and the third place it could be bodily kinesthetic. So I think those are the ones
Yeah,
that I got.
that's nice. And how long have you been learning English? Because I think it's almost perfect.
Oh, thank you so much. No, you are kidding. Thank you so much for the comment. I've been learning through let's say 15 years because I got 30. So I started learning officially when I was 15 years old. So I would say that I've been learning English through 15 years.
That's nice.
Yeah, thanks so much, Eduardo.
Very nice. Thank you. Diana, Leslie, any questions? If you're still there?
Yes, but now I have questions.
No? All right. Diana?
No, anything.
Nothing. Okay. Well, in that case, thank you very much, Monica.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay, so we have to go with the next one. Who would like to go next, girls? Leslie or Diana? Or would you like to spin the wheel?
No, I think.
Can you repeat that?
Yes, me.
You? All right, go ahead.
So
Share your screen and let's begin.
we talk about that because we watch we watch that. We learned that in the other class. Can you see my screen? Yeah.
Yes, you have a PowerPoint presentation of vertical farming.
You
Yes.
have a very beautiful presentation in there. How do you
Yeah.
get
Yes,
that?
I
I'm
agree.
just trying with that.
Not like the teachers. No, this is beautiful. I
Yeah.
like it. No, I'm just kidding. But it
I'm
is
talking
very
about
nice.
mine, teacher. No, I'm not
Oh,
saying
I'm sorry.
I'm talking about mine because mine it was through a squirt, so that's why I'm saying.
No. It's good. It's good. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry, Leslie. Continue.
Yes. Well, we learned about that. But, well, since we talk about that topic, I feel really curious about that. So I do some more research and I discover many interesting things. So let's go talk about vertical farming. Like we learned, vertical farming is the practice of producing food on vertical inclined surface. So in vertical farming, crops are grown indoors under artificial conditions of light and temperature and that type of things. It means higher productivity in smaller spaces. Like we learn, this method are in a building, but that's not the only type of building. What they use to shipping containers and report warehouse. So let's go talk about the difference between cultive, indoor, and outdoor. First, outdoor, every plant requires the same essential things, water, and nutrients. That's the simple part. But in the other hand, in indoor, when we talk about that, it means we have total artificial control of temperature, light, humidity, and gases, who makes producing foods and medicine indoor possible. In the other hand, when we talk about outdoor, we don't have total control in that fact, which means problems when out of balance. These factors can also have a catastrophic effect, and the plant in the best option can be lower yield, but in the worst scenario, causing death. Today we knowledge three processes used in vertical farming: hydroponics, aeroponics, and aquaponics. This is hydroponics. Hydroponics, this method is one of the most important and involves of growing plants, usually crops, without soil, by using mineral nutrients solution in an aqueous solvent. The plants may grow with their roots exposed to the nutrients liquid. Can you see this? This is the pump who is connected to the timer. So when the pump are active, the solution is pumped to the ground dry. This is the ground dry. And the roots are nutrients. The roots now have their nutrients. The timer is set best on parameters such as the size of the plants. And an important fact, plant flooded using the water pump. So that's the reason why they flooded. Aeroponics. Here plants are grown in an environment where air with very little water or mist and without salt are used. Here plants roots are suspended in air. So that I think that's an amazing thing. So the roots are nourished by mixing the root zones with a nutrient solution. This is aquaponics. In my own opinion, I think is the most interesting because they use a fish tank. So it combines aquaculture, what means raising of fish in tanks, and hydroponics in the same ecosystems. They live together. Fish grown in fish tanks produce waste that are high in nutrients content, which can be used as nutrient supplement to grow the plants in a grown tray. The plants, on the other hand, naturally filter the water in the which the fish live, like we can put in the pump. They're up, and later they're doing a cycle where they the water is returned to the fish tank, and they're doing this a lot of time. So let's go talk about the advantage. It offers a plan to handle future food demands. Like we know, the global population is anticipated to grow up to 9 billion by 2015. So that will be a good help. It allows crops to grow year around. It uses significantly less water. That methods use 70% less water than traditional agricultural practice. So it will be a good help for the water. Weather proof. Like we know, crops are grown in a controlled environment, so they're before not exposed to extreme weather events. So at the same time, they control the weather, so no more seasonal crops, just only continuous production. More organic crops can be grown. There is less exposure to chemicals in the seed. By controlling all kinds of factors, there is no necessity for pesticides and disadvantage. It could be very costly to build an economic feasibility. Students haven't yet been completed. Pollination would be very difficult and costly. It will involve higher labor costs. It relies too much on technology, and one day of power loss will be devastating. Energy costs, labor, and maintenance costs are very high. So in disadvantage, I read about a company don't have energy one day and they lost all the company because if you don't have energy, all the plants died. That's one of the most biggest disadvantage. You have to be really careful about your company. And in the other hand, things that don't interest you, but I am still going to tell you because the presentation has to last 10 minutes. This is Sky Greens from Singapore. Sky Greens was the world's first commercial vertical farm. Turtle, a shade towards each hosting 38 types of drugs. And this is the world's largest vertical farm. Iron farms are leading company most important. And if you don't know where is Newark, don't worry because I don't know which too. So don't feel bad. I think the same. So you can see that red spot. This is New Jersey, and there is the city of Newark. Due to this new practice, new trained people are needed, which is why a new degree was opened, called a degree in vertical farming, which I think is really, really interesting because it's like 10 years ago that don't exist, and now they have a degree in Atlantic International University. Is one of the most important now. Well, this boring presentation is over. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Leslie. Come on, guys. Are you there?
Yes,
I'm
Before
here.
I'm just
sleep.
cheering my classmates. Yes, they get awesome.
All right. How long did you think it took you, Leslie?
I don't know. What?
You don't know. How long did it take you?
What? I don't know. that.
Your presentation.
I don't know. I
No,
saw 5
Maricano,
minutes left.
do you know how long it lasted?
Like it was 10 minutes, right? Or less? No, 10. Because it started at 5. I don't remember, but yeah, she takes 10 minutes, teacher.
No, she didn't.
Oh my goodness.
She did
Yeah.
more than 15.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
it's
So
like I
that's
know
why
a lot.
I was laughing when you said, I want to tell you if this is boring, I think you said,
Yeah,
or
it's boring.
something like that.
I think for other people it's boring.
I'm still gonna tell you this because the presentation has to last 10 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it took you longer. You took like 15 minutes or so. Eduardo got disconnected and he got connected again in that little time.
Yeah, I know my internet is not working.
Yeah, we're having problems with the internet lately.
It's
right, guys.
happening every day.
Yes, yeah, it is. Guys, what do you think of Leslie's presentation?
Yes, we are ready. Go, go, go.
No, what do you think about it? Was interesting? Was it boring, like she said?
No, it was interesting because
was
it's
interesting,
another way
actually.
to talk about let's say to talk about taking care of the environment through this type of it was planning vertical planting.
Vertical farming. What was the other
Vertical
one?
farming. That's the other one with the
Erico, and what was the last one? The third one, Leslie? Aquaponics.
exactly, aquaponics. And it was interesting to see because nowadays there are lots of lettuce that are called aquaponics lettuce. Lettuce.
Yeah.
And they are grown into based on this new, let's say, strategy
Technique.
to grow plants. Techniques to grow plants, and they
Yeah.
last even more than the common ones.
Oh yeah. Any questions, guys?
Something what I don't say is about I plants don't grow because it's so expensive, so they don't think it's necessary. That's the reason why vertical farming only use crops. So I think it's not really rentable.
It's not really what?
Rentable?
The reason why it's vertical is because they are stacked. They grow one like growth tray, like you said it, a growth tray on top of the other. So
Yeah.
they can be stackable. It's not necessary, it's not obligatory, but they can. And the purpose of that possibility is that it saves space, room. So in one little room, I can have 3, 4, or 5 grow boxes in one little room.
I read about is they're like more in big cities because like China or Finlandia because they're used to eat vegetables and specifically crops, so they really like that.
I believe we Mexicans should start doing that too. Don't you think?
Well, I read about it, but for us, it's really expensive. And we don't really need that because we have a lot good fertile.
Well,
or Roy?
Maybe the next project you guys will get will be a vertical farm in your own backyard.
Yeah.
That will be a project for book 6.
For
So-
next generation, it would be a good idea. And also because we need to raise awareness about that part, right? Taking care of the environment. Mhm.
Yes,
So
take care of the environment.
so we need to look at that, and I think that those vertical farming are good ideas. And I should say that before the pandemic, most of the schools here where I'm working, they work on different projects for farming, and they created that with plastic bottles like ladder and planting
Yeah.
all those. Mhm.
Yes, yes, I've seen those. Very good, very good. Thank you very much, Leslie. Thank you so much for your presentation. It was really good. It's time to move on to our next presenter. Diana, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Let me just. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes,
Okay.
it's okay. Mhm.
Okay. Good evening, guys. My name is Diana Tel, and today I'm going to present about the easiest and hardest languages for Spanish speakers, like to learn. And maybe I say something that it's not common, so I find some languages that are not common here, and I don't have any idea for this. But we can start. First, we are going to start with the easy languages. And the first one is Catalan. Well, Catalan is a language spoken in a good part of Mediterranean coast of the Iberian Peninsula, as well as in the Balearic Islands and some areas of France. The family of languages from which it comes, the Occitanian Romance languages. It's more whispered in the later country than from Spain, but the influence of the official language throughout the Kingdom of Spain has made it very easy for all Spanish speakers to learn. Like in Spain, it's more common in schools, I think, to learn two languages, and one of these is Catalan, and the other I can't remember, but I think it's common. So I think that is one of the reasons for what it's easy to learn. The next one is Italian. The Italian is relatively easy language to learn for Spanish speakers, and not only because of the great influence that its culture had on Mediterranean countries. Italian is also written in Latin, providing great easy in learning vocabulary as it is familiar to Spain speakers. This language is easy to read by those of who speak Spanish, except from some phonemes and double letters. The similarities are also evident in the construction of the sentences. Actually, I hear something about Italian, and I think it's a beautiful language to learn because, like I said, it's the origin is from romantic languages. Because, for example, the origin of romantic languages, one of them are, I think, Portuguese, Italian, French, Spanish, and other that I can remember very well. Very well. The next one is Portuguese. I think all of us know that Portuguese is mainly in Portugal and Brazil. This language is a first cousin of the Spanish languages. Like we can understand maybe most of the words or sentences that say, maybe a little words that we can understand, but most of them we can. One example is that I have a product that is from Brazil, or maybe her main language is Portuguese. And sometimes it's fast that you are learning the product, but I don't know that I learned in Portuguese. So I think if you want to learn other languages, you can learn maybe English and Portuguese, because English, I think it's one of global that maybe all of us talk. Well, the next one is French. French is widely used language both in France and in many other countries around the world. One example is that in Canada, they use French and English, but her French is different for the original. This beautiful language shares the alphabet and many words with Spanish. Another thing is that maybe we use two words that are in French, but we don't know. One of them is déjà vu. This word is from French, and maybe if you know or you don't know, we also use it. And the other word is touche. Touche it's like one word that one in one sport use. And Spanish speakers find in learning French great facilities and great utility because it's an important and widely used in Europe. And the last one, I put English because although English is not the easier language to learn for some people, it is one of the most accessible languages, and that is why it's the language that is most used in the world, that is the most nationality speaks. One of the reasons why English is easy to learn is because there are great educational options to train this language, and the British and American influence is very great around the globe. Well, I think that I agree in that statement because yes, here in Mexico or in other countries, the educational offer is very great. I mean, we can learn English with a lot of facilities, and it's not difficult with maybe like in other languages. And in other hand, a large amount of its vocabulary is based on Latin root words, something that doesn't happen in other Germanic languages, such as, for example, German. German, I consider difficult to talk and to learn. And then we have a difficult languages. But before we go to the difficult languages, is that is that for a Spanish speaker, the language at the same origin, that is the Romance or Neo-Latin, like I say, for example, Portuguese, French, Italian, Catalan, Galician, Roman, etc., by sharing many structures and vocabulary, they will be easier for learn. I think that's one of the most important things about the the difficult, or if it's easier or difficult to learn the language. But anyway, let's go with this. I have an internet date or doubt about it, and that's it, that between Chinese, Japanese, and Korean is more easier to learn. Japanese is the second, and Chinese is the first one. Because, for example, Japanese is an extremely challenging language that uses imported Chinese characters that they call kanji, unrelated to their original meaning, like there is not the same. as well as two syllables, hiragana and katakana. And you have to learn when to use each, because one sentences we can see like one part is in katakana, other in hiragana, and you need to know how to order the, how to construct the sentences. And also, coding objects depends on whether they are long and thin, small and round, thin and flat, wide and flat, and hundred of other varieties. Like that is one of the challenging, because you need to know about counting objects. You need to know about it. Also, the Japanese that is spoken also depends on the genre. There is a rude language for men and more feminine language for women, but you must understand both. So I think that's one of the typicals of Japanese. And other language that is typical is the Arabic. The Arabic languages was first spoken during the 6th century. This language, which is used in a wide range of territories extending from the Middle Earth to the extreme west of the Maghreb, most of its spoken varieties are intangible and are said to construct a sociology languages. And other thing that I find about it is that the Arabic is a language spoken in several countries, like I said, but the Arabic is written and read from right to left, which already puts a point of complexion to be one of the most difficult languages for Spanish speakers. Oh, and also in colloquial Arabic is spoken as a mother tongue by some 150 million people, and is also understood by several million who Quranic language use it as. And the next one that is one of the difficult that I find is Zulu or Zulu. Zulu is spoken by about only 9 million people, specifically in South Africa. One of its characteristics that attracts the most attention is the use of language clicks, used as consonants, something that is also occurs in other language of the African current. And there are three basic clicks in Zulu: C, dental consonant; Q, alveolar consonant; and X, lateral consonant. And I can find more information about this because we don't have a lot of information about this, but my father told me that one journalist know these languages, and with that I think he know 11 languages. That for me it's incredible. The other one is Thai. The Thai language is official of Thailand and belongs on the Thai linguistic family, where almost half of its words are derived from the Pali or Sanskrit languages. This is basically tonal and analytical, and is known for its complex orthography. And that's it for Thai. And the last one is Chinese, Mandarin. I think all of us know that the Chinese it's kind of difficult to learn, but as I can say, or as I say, Chinese and Japanese uh, how can I say, have the same way to write, but the meaning is different. So the Japanese is mainly in the People Republic of China, Taiwan, and Singapore. These languages is considered one of the most difficult to learn since the alphabet is completely different from ours, and its grading system is fundamentally based on the memorizing of thousands of elements. So I think that's one of the points that it's difficult for this. And another thing that I found about it is that Chinese does not use the alphabet. That I think it's interesting. So I think that is the last of my presentation. Thanks and have a good evening.
Thank you, Diana. Thank you very much. That was good.
Thanks.
So maybe we can have we can promote a Catalan in Portuguese and Italian class, huh? Because they are easy.
Maybe French. Oh,
And French.
and one thing that I read a lot of articles, and in sometimes I found that the Russian is easy, and in other that is difficult. So I
Okay.
can say that if it's difficult or easier.
All right. Well, it's okay. We'll see what happens later. Guys, do you have any questions?
Just a comment.
Yes.
In the cases for languages, which is the most difficult and the easiest, this is about, let's say, this is about linguistics. For example, in our case, because we speak Spanish, as Spanish speakers, the easiest languages to learn to us are the ones that are related to Latin languages. Let's say they come from Latin or Romance languages. So in this case, those are French, Italian, Portuguese. So that's why they are quite similar they are quite easy for us to understand sometimes. Even we listen Portuguese, and they are easy for us to understand because the familiarity that they have. For example, a suggestion that I would tell you is that you can also start learning German, for example, because German and English, they are quite similar because they have exactly the same roots. So, for example, if we talk about lesson, it means in English, it's like reading. So lesson, and there's another spilling, and there are some other words. Wasser, that's Wasser, Wasser. It's in German, in English is water. So they are quite similar. So you should try learning other language based on let's say, familiarity with our mother tongue or another language that you know, and based on that you can move into all those difficult ones, for example, Chinese and Japanese and all those ones.
Actually, on the future, if I have the opportunity, I want to learn French, Italian, and Japanese
Awesome.
because I
Okay,
think
Very good.
it's a good languages, and I think the Japanese it's more like because I saw anime and I like the culture of Japan. I think one of the most things that I really like.
Diana,
Yeah,
I
it
have
would
a
be a
question
good
for you.
idea.
Go ahead.
Would you like to learn another language after English?
Yes.
What is your top three language what you would like to learn?
I say French, Italian, and Japanese.
I didn't hear that.
You should start learning another language from YouTube.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
what
good
I
Yeah,
was.
idea.
yeah,
That's what I
like
was doing 1 year ago with Italian.
And listening to music, for example.
Actually,
It's a
Yeah,
good
that's a good
idea.
idea.
Actually, I have music from Russia, English, Japanese, and French.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
luck
I only
there.
know how to say the alphabet in Italian.
Oh, that's good. Or actually, in my presentation, I put the alphabet and the
Yeah,
numbers.
I noticed.
And for example, in Japanese, I I I know how to say all of these that I saw on the presentation. And I think it's interesting.
Yes, very interesting information. All right, thank you very much, guys. That's it for today. We're finally finished. How do you feel?
I feel great.
Very relaxed.
Very nice. How was the course? Did you
Good.
It
get
was
to
good,
level course? It was
really
good.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you ready for your next level?
What is the next
Mm,
level?
in my case, no.
No. Whenever you're ready, mister.
Okay.
Okay.
Teacher, what is the
The
next level?
C1. It starts on September.
So we finished the level.
Yeah, we finished today. Today is your last class. We're finished with the book. We're finished with the level. And if you wish to continue with the next course is a C1 level, and it begins on September 11th, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's 12 or 11.
Yeah, something like that. I can't remember exactly.
It's on Saturdays.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
on Saturdays
that's a
from 9 to 1.
disadvantage about it, right? It's on a
Yeah,
Saturday.
September 11th from 9 to 1. Yes.
So sad to
So
hear
sad.
that. Yeah, because
Wow.
the only time that I got available is on in the afternoons from Monday to Friday.
Well, hopefully we'll have another schedule available sometime soon. Hopefully.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will beg for that. I
Teacher,
will beg.
Yes, mister.
and would it be on at school or online?
I'm not sure. Are you guys going back to school presential, or are you guys going back to school online?
I'm not pretty sure actually.
Yeah, neither am I. We haven't been notified of anything. Okay, everything is still as usual online. Nothing has been said to us to go back to school presential. But if anything changes, we will be letting you know.
Okay, it will be better if we stayed online because it's going to be quite difficult to me to move to the
Actually,
to the school.
we have a lot of courses that are strictly online because precisely that our students are not here in Acapulco. I have a group from 7:30 to 9, and all my students are from all around the country, and not one of them is here in Acapulco. So that type of group will stay online, strictly online.
Perfect. Yeah, I would say that one of those once again. And if the next level course is available on those weekdays, it will be amazing. I'm gonna try to do it because I really appreciate your help, teacher. Because even though I was like a ghost because of all the things and stuff that I've been doing, a lot of work that I've been working with. This course was very interesting to me, and it was so valuable because once again, thanks to this, I finally got my certification without specific points because I was required to do it. So I feel
Excellent.
excited. So
Uh,
I'm really so I'm so
Please.
thankful for that, teacher.
There
Right.
you go. Good job.
Mhm.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Congratulations on your certification. And it's good you're
Thank you,
having good
teacher.
results. And
Yeah, teacher.
hopefully,
Thanks a lot.
and you guys too, you have your platform open. So don't forget about it. Keep working on it. And I still need the homework from Leslie and Eduardo. So can you guys do it by this weekend?
Sure.
All right, I'll be expecting your evidences, okay?
Teacher,
Yes, mister.
will be there a ceremony or something like that to finish this course?
Yes, you will have a presential ceremony like the ones you had the last time.
Oh yeah, I know.
And I'm not sure how will we do it with Mari Carmen. maybe it would be online.
Ah, I'm so sad.
And
Yes,
we
I
will
know.
do that.
Once again, I'm
Yes.
gonna do it. So sad because of that.
I am sorry, but that would be Teacher Mario and Teacher Mario arranging that. And when they have it ready for you guys, they will be letting you know. Yeah, they will contact you, tell you, they will give you a diploma.
Okay.
And if you take another exam, you will have another certification if that's what you want or need. And if not, the diploma is good, is what you're going to get. Next. And we'll be seeing you around, guys. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'll be
teacher.
right here. I'll be in school. I'll be in the WhatsApp group. If you don't exit the group, you can always send a message. All right, guys? We will always be there.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, teacher. Thanks a lot.
Thank you,
to
Mari
you
Carmen.
all. Thank you, thank you.
See you, teacher.
Thank you, guys. Have a great evening. Have a great week. And I'll see you next time.
See you, teacher.
Yes,
Bye.
teacher.
teacher.
It was such a
Bye,
pleasure
everyone.
to work with you all.
Bye.
Thanks a lot.
Bye,
Take
guys.
care, guys. Nice to
Bye,
see you and to hear you. Bye bye. Take care. Whenever
Bye.
you want, Tepeaca y Puebla are waiting for you all.
All right. Yeah, I will be giving you a message.
Right. Yeah.
Bye,
Yeah.
guys.
Thanks, teacher. Bye bye.
Bye.